Dictation will start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start. The center has empowered the Reserve Bank of India to get banks to take tougher steps, including insolvency and bankruptcy proceedings against defaulters, to address the growing volume of bad loans on their books. An ordinance to amend the Banking Regulation Act of 1949 has been issued to quell doubts whether the existing provisions allowed the RBI to direct banks to deal with specific stressed assets. The RBI has also been vested with the power to form oversight committees wherever it deems fit. Currently, such committees exist only for loans brought into a scheme for sustainable structuring of stressed assets. Now, the RBI can bring in such panels to monitor the alphabet soup of other mechanisms for tackling non performing assets, such as strategic debt restructuring through the joint lenders forums. The hope is that this will let bankers take decisive calls on loan accounts that have turned bad, as an independent oversight committee's approval could keep investigative agencies off their banks. Bankers may not always have the sectoral expertise to monetize or leverage assets underlying bad loans in the best possible way. Yet, their paralysis on the NPA front, which its collateral impact being the worst bank credit growth recorded in decades, is driven by the fear that they could get themselves implicated for poor lending and monitoring decisions. The success of this latest salvo against bad loans will depend on the fine print on how the ultimate decision whether to take a haircut on a loan and restructure it or invoke bankruptcy clauses is arrived at. Perhaps of equal significance is the reshuffle of certain public sector bank officials announced on Friday. This is a clear signal that the NDA government is losing its patience with bankers persisting with a status quo approach. The ordinance is the latest attempt to solve the twin balance sheet problem of indebted borrowers and NPA burdened lenders plaguing India's domestic investment cycle. In 2005, the Prime Minister launched a Gyan Sangam conclave with bankers and a roadmap to revitalize public sector banks. Last year, a bank's board bureau was set up to recommend the appointment of top bosses at banks and help them develop strategies and plan raising of capital. If the government wants to see a spurt in investment and job creation, it needs to do more than just pin its hopes on new oversight committees. It must amend the anti corruption law as has been promised for a while now and accept the need to fix the policy level stress affecting sectors such as telecom, power, and highways. Above all, the government cannot, in the same breath, argue that the political cost of reforms is dissipating, but that the reprivatization of banks, as mooted by the RBI recently, is still a holy cow for the Indian polity. Stop.